The following programme, produced and funded by MyFaceMyBody, is also partly funded by EndyMed Pro, Glow Minerals, Zoom and iGuide.
Hello, I'm Christina Rihana from Strictly Come Dancing and you're watching My Face, My Body show.
Welcome to My Face, My Body, the show that aims to answer all your health and beauty questions. In this series, we'll be travelling the length and breadth of the UK to answer all the questions your body needs to hear. So, what am I doing sitting in a live studio? Well, all will be revealed when I interview my celebrity guest later on in the show. On this show, we'll be prepping you for the winter look, the changes our skin goes through running up to the colder months, and some handy skincare solutions. We look into the topic of hair, the ways you can keep it and how you can lose it. And we go to London and Somerset to find out what handy tips they can give us around beauty and dentistry. Welcome to the My Face, My Body news this month. A woman dubbed the Botox Bandit after doing a runner from a New Zealand Botox clinic without paying got a longer lasting treatment from judges. Jenna Ann Hollows appeared in court charged with obtaining goods by deception after leaving a clinic without paying $780 for 40 units of Botox. She was sentenced to 60 hours community work. Publication of her photo in newspapers around New Zealand saw her dubbed the Botox Bandit and led to several people contacting police and telling them her name. Well, a new survey by My Face, My Body and Perfect C has revealed that a massive 73% of women feel pressurized to spend more money on their appearance because of the images they see on TV and in magazines. It also found that while 40% of women would want to spend £5,000 to get their ideal look, 33% would spend whatever it took to transform themselves. Another pressure is being exerted by husbands and boyfriends. 53% of women surveyed said their partner wished they had bigger boobs. Well, that's all your news pieces this month. Yes, it's all about the winter look. Now, I'm here with Raj Aquila in the heart of Cheshire. You've got an absolutely gorgeous clinic, set away, very discreet. Everyone's always worried about when winter comes along, how do we feel sexy?
In winter, all we show is our face because we're wrapped up. But of course, everybody is beautiful. Everyone has got the ability to be more beautiful. And what we do is we tend to try and identify what people's strengths are. We try and correct any areas of weakness and give them a really good result. The process that we tend to use is by identifying the common causes of aging and trying to reverse them, or at least correct them. So, as we saw with Christine, our first patient, she had some Botox to generate a lower facelift. And what we're doing is we're trying to switch off certain muscles that are pulling the lower face down. And that encourages the muscles in the mid-face to lift the lower face and give a really positive result. So with Botox, we're looking at around 3 to 5 days before you start to notice results. By 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to get something that's definitive and it's going to last you, 3 to 6 months.
No pain at all, absolutely fine. As you can see, not a mark on me.
We can look at aspects of volume loss and trying to correct that with things like dermal fillers as well.
Great, and we saw that today as well, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Jenny, our patient who had the whole face approach, and we used a number of different techniques using needles or cannulas to put volume back where it should be, where it has come from, and stop it migrating away from those sides. And again, that tends to produce a very positive effect and also a lifting effect.
She didn't look overdone, but it was amazing actually that she did have like a full facial rejuvenation.
Yeah, sure. It's really important for me and for my patients that we do things that are very subtle, very elegant, and also, quite sympathetic to their face.
I like the little thing you did with the chin. thing. What was that?
Well, some patients obviously have a little division in the muscle in the chin, so it leads to a little kind of a little recession. So we just put a dot of product in there just to lift it up.
No, that is absolutely fantastic. I'm made up with that, really am. I can see a huge difference. The lines are completely gone from around there. I didn't think my chin could look like that. It's fantastic.
There was obviously one more patient that you did. Tell us what you did there.
Yeah, so Becky, she had a much more common procedure, which is upper face lifting, but in particular elevating her brow. She's obviously an incredibly beautiful woman. What we did was take one of her best features, which is a good strong brow, and lift it and reshape it. And it tends to feminize the face and enhance beauty.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. It didn't take long at all, and there was very little pain.
As we move towards the winter time, our skin changes. Conditions such as acne, psoriasis, eczema, which are very common, do improve during the summertime. And the reason is that the sunshine, the ultraviolet light, has an anti-inflammatory potential. Therefore, it keeps our skin clear from those inflammatory conditions. Now, during the winter, we spend less time in the sunshine and our skin is not as exposed. Therefore, those conditions will kick in. We should continue applying our sunscreen all year round and exfoliate. There are ways of applying exfoliation at home with scrubs and more sophisticated peeling agents with the dermatologist at their office.
Within your clinic, you offer impression-free dentistry. What's this all about? It sounds very interesting.
Okay, so if you ask a patient what are they worried about when they go to a dentist, the first thing they'll say often is, oh, it may hurt, or discomfort, or sometimes the numbing. But really, the next important thing they don't like is having molds taken off them, of their teeth. And that's this gooey stuff that they have in their mouth for about 5 to 6 minutes. And there are a lot of people who gag and salivate, and they really feel uncomfortable with this. So now we have the latest technology, which is actually a laser. It scans the entire mouth. So this scan then can be uploaded and sent over the internet to a laboratory in Europe, which then manufactures the models that we need to create the new teeth that they want.
Is that sort of the way of the future now with techniques like this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This technique is called CAD-CAM. It's been around for about probably more than a decade, but the future is going to be CAD-CAM dentistry. And over the next decade or so, I think impressions will start to move away from dentistry.
Hi, I'm Lou from the Cosmex Clinic in Cambridge, and I'm going to be doing a microneedling treatment using the genuine derma roller on acne scars on the upper back. The derma roller or microneedling is fantastic for rejuvenating the skin and improving elasticity of the skin or surrounding areas, particularly with acne scars. It will reduce the indentation of the scar and make them much more shallow. And we start with numbing the area, and then using a handheld roller, treating the area, which creates a mild medical trauma, which in turn stimulates the fibroblast cells and has a knock-on effect with the collagen. The skin will feel warm and look red or pink, which will subside quite quickly, 1 to 2 days back to normal. Treatments vary from area to procedure needed. With acne scarring, whether it's the face or the back, around about 5 treatments, with a top-up treatment the following year. With general rejuvenation and toning of the face, the neck, or the décolletage, is usually 3 treatments, and a top-up maintenance treatment the following year.
So, Mr. Aslam, can you tell us a little bit about, obviously, how sort of Harley Street sort of began and what the buzz is about coming to Harley Street to have a treatment?
Well, Harley Street has been going on for about 150 years. Essentially, once the street had been set up, this was a convenient place for doctors to be to go to King's Cross and Marylebone Station. We would be traveling to different people to attend to them. And then they started sitting here, and that's how the whole thing started. And then by 1900s, there were about 200 doctors here.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
by 1948, there was about 2,000 doctors here. That's
Wow.
when the National Health Service started.
Let's go into your clinic, and I heard that you do something a little bit different, and that you do your surgery, some of your surgery under local
Anesthetic.
anaesthetics. Well, I'm keen to have a look.
We do perform a lot of operations under local anesthetic, purely under local anesthetic, sometimes combining them with a little bit of sedation, which is called conscious sedation, and very rarely combining them with deep sedation. When you're doing under local anesthetic, your patient is awake, he tells you or she tells you precisely what kind of pain they are in. Yesterday, we did a breast reduction on a patient. Now, mind you, it's a large operation. A lot of people think, oh, breast reduction in local anesthetic. It can be very safely done in local anesthetic. The beauty of the operation in that particular lady was that she wasn't sure what precise size and shape she wanted. So what I did was, I did one breast. We set her up. She looked in the mirror herself and she said to me, yeah, that's fine. This is what I would like to achieve. So she could have made a decision there and then that, oh no, I want it a bit smaller or a bit more lifted and all that. So that in certain situations, it gives you a lot more control because you can get the patient involved. But I think personally, the best thing about local anesthetic is the post-op. The post-operative recovery, you just sit up, you go into your room to recover, and you start eating and drinking straight away. In an hour and a half, you're ready to go home.
So we're in the heart of London in Liverpool Street, and you've got a nice little practice down a very quiet street, but there was something really interesting you were telling me about how it all sort of started.
Yeah, well, it's a very quaint street in the side alleyways of Bishopsgate in central London, and it's a listed building in a conservation area. And what's more interesting is that it's an area of London that has a high incidence of Roman ruins. So when we were doing the refurbishment works to create the practice, this was a disused building that hadn't been used for 7 years, so you can imagine it was in a real state. And we had some digging work that needed to be done in the basement. And the local council wouldn't let us do this work unless an archaeologist was watching all the digging work. But we did find some pottery and some coins and some bits and pieces.
Straight onto eBay?
Unfortunately, I've made no profit out of it, so it didn't pay for any of the building work. But it made for an interesting time when the work was going on.
I mean, what are the typical patients asking for at your practice?
Most patients are looking for a straighter, whiter smile. And I think adults have now discovered that really there is no age limit to braces. So typically we're seeing a lot of adults who either didn't have braces as a teenager and regret that decision but have realised it's never too late, or perhaps they're noticing that their smile isn't what it was and the teeth are moving, and so they want to make a change at that point in their life.
Do you find people in London actually have time to have dental treatments?
I think they are always in a rush. We're right in the financial district. You've got the headquarters of some of the biggest banks just to our left. So they are in a rush. They're usually coming from one meeting to the next, and they're always on their Blackberries. But the reality is that they do want to make a change to their appearance. We're in an appearance-conscious society. They're going to meetings. They want to make an impression, and so teeth are a very important part of that. So they do make the time, and it's usually around their lunchtime or after work. We open late in the evening, so that they're coming to see us in the evening and making the time for that.
Well, I think you've given us a real insight into what Londoners want in terms of dental treatments. So if you want to find out any information about some of these treatments, go to MyFaceMyBody.
This programme, produced and funded by MyFaceMyBody, is also partly funded by EndyMed Pro, Glow Minerals, Zoom and iGuide.
I'm Jeff Wilson from Surrey Plastic Surgery Services, and I now offer the iGuide neck lift.
It's the simple way to have a younger looking, beautifully contoured neckline. The iGuide surgical suture system offers an unprecedented, minimally invasive technology that in many cases can be performed without general anaesthesia and with minimal incisions, resulting in great benefits for both patients and doctors.
The eye guide is a very simple procedure, like all the best procedures, which passes a permanent thread back and forward on the neck and then tightens like a corset. The scars are absolutely minimal and it gives a good long-term effect on the neck. The ideal combination are for ladies who are developing early jowls, and we can do a mini facelift procedure to tighten up the jawline and an eye guide to tighten up the neck.
Now you can enjoy natural looking results with minimal recovery time, which means you'll be back to work and back in the gym in days compared to weeks or months with traditional invasive procedures.
I'm really excited about eye guide because I've been waiting for many years for something good to do on the neck, and I think this is it.
Here at London Bridge Plastic Surgery, we've been using the EndyMed 3D radiofrequency treatment now for about a year.
The EndyMed Pro unique 3D technology is revolutionising radiofrequency treatment of sagging and lax skin around the world and is now hitting the UK.
The treatment is pain-free. The benefit of it is that it's got 3 different handpieces. There are 3 sizes, so you can focus on the smaller areas around the eyes, underneath the chin, which are difficult areas to treat with other machines.
The state-of-the-art medical device engineering has enabled multiple sources of electromagnetic energy to work simultaneously and in synergy in the skin, delivering a controlled, focused and deep heating that results in predictable and excellent clinical results.
Anybody and everyone can have EndyMed. It suits everyone. The patient feedback is amazing. There is an initial lifting that's very obvious right after your treatment, so that's always great for the patient.
Hello everyone, I'm Christina Rihana from Strictly Come Dancing. I'm a big fan of Glow Minerals. Well, I was introduced to the line 3 years ago, and I'm a big fan since then because we have lots of hours underneath the very heated light, and I noticed that my skin got much better since I started using Glow Minerals.
Hi, I'm Sonia Amerigo. I'm brand manager for Glow Minerals in the UK. Products that Christina really likes is things like our Gleam that adds a lovely gleam, a 3-dimensional look, and just add it to the cheekbones, around the forehead, around the jawline, just to give a little bit of colour and a little bit of definition to the skin, a bit of glamour, and it can also be used individually for eyes, lips and cheeks.
I would definitely recommend this product to anybody. This line is perfect for daily use, and the thing is, I'm a fan. I'm not a face of Glow Minerals. I'm not paid for this advertisement. I'm truly believing in this product, and I know that it's so healing for your skin.
So for anybody wishing for more information on the Glow Minerals makeup range, please contact Wigmore Medical at 23 Wigmore Street in London.
On this segment of the show, it's all about hair. Now, we all battle with hair in some way or another. Some of us struggle to lose it, and others of us struggle to keep it. Well, I'm here in London at DHI Hair Specialists who are going to give us some solutions to hair loss.
The most important thing about hair loss is to determine the causes of hair loss. In order to do that, we have invented a system that's called the DHI alopecia test. So we examine the skin, as you can see here. We try to do this in different parts of the scalp. The back of the area, which we call the donor area, where we extract the hairs from. The top of the head, if we see if there is any future progress. And of course, the front hairline. And we'll make sure that only healthy, lifetime lasting follicles are transplanted, are redirected from the back to the front, top or front as needed. But all the implantation is done directly without any previous holes or slits in the head. Typical patients are men, but if I told you today we've seen 4 women, so yes, we have increasing number of female hair loss cases, which is really very nice because they can get fantastic hairlines. And we do the eyebrows, a lot of eyebrows for male and female cases, as well as we do body hair. This technique, the direct hair implantation, is available for transferring hair follicles from any part to the body. Fun enough, some people, they remove hair from the face and they put it to the scalp. There are others who remove from the scalp and put it in the face. So whatever the needs are as far as hair follicle redistribution, this technique is able to do, removing single hair follicles and place them as needed.
That's right, people, you've seen it on TV. I'm having a manicure, and I'm having it in Somerset. Now, I'm here with Dr. Beatrice Molina at Medicus in Bath, and obviously this is a manicure, but you were saying you can do a lot more with your hands.
Yeah, of course. I don't really do many manicures. However, I can do a lot of things with injectables and obviously other type of treatments.
Now, you were telling me about one particular treatment that can sort of almost rejuvenate the hand.
Our hands is probably one of the places we forget. They're exposed, they get a lot of sun damage, so we get brown spots, we get wrinkles, and with the aging process you do lose some atrophy, so you get some volume loss on your hands. So you can start from anything from obviously first of all getting like a white canvas, so uneven pigmentation, brown spots, with laser treatments or with chemical peels, and then obviously you go a step further, plumpering with dermal fillers, and you can even use different type of fillers depending on how much you actually want to plump just the skin, or actually get even rid of these big veins and tendons we can see sometimes with the aging process.
So apart from your face, what are the other areas that show the signs of aging?
Probably the neck,
yeah,
the chest area, and of course your hands.
Hands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great. I've never heard of these types of specific treatments, but obviously they're out there.
They're out there, but I think, of course, most people start concentrating first on the face and they forget about the hands. And it's very important because you can look 10 years younger on your face, but still hands will never lie.
So Bath is very well known for the Roman baths. Now, do you find people love having beauty treatments here? Because I know the Romans did.
Some people do come to Bath because of the waters, and it's very famous for the thermal spa. But of course, the Romans were quite advanced in all these things, and they used to have a lot of beauty treatments in those days, from the mud bath, obviously the thermal waters, and even before then we started the Egyptians. They started with obviously all the lactic acid and all the other chemicals to use for rejuvenation, and Cleopatra was probably the most famous lady for achieving this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, in terms of Somerset and obviously Cornwall and everywhere around sort of the southwest, do you find, what sort of the top sort of popular procedures people come and see you for?
Maybe because my speciality is the injectables, the dermal fillers and the botulinum toxin. That's probably our #1 treatment. But of course we do get a lot of people for chemical peels and laser treatments as well. Yeah.
I'm here in Crewkern in Somerset. And no, I am not on a modelling shoot. I'm in a dental practice. But why would they need something like this? Well, we're here to find out. So why do you have a photo studio upstairs in your dental practice?
Well, it may seem a bit far-fetched, but what we like to do here is offer patients the opportunity to have photos taken befores and afters for their treatment. We do a lot of high-end treatment here as well as normal treatment, and it's really nice being able to give the patients the confidence and the comfort of knowing that they can have some really nice photos of the nice treatment that they've had.
Yeah, I think it's important because you see a lot of practices and they have little digital camera and it's sometimes difficult to see the results, but the better the quality of the picture, the better the result they're actually going to see. So it actually, I suppose, it benefits both parties, the patient and yourselves, isn't it?
Well, exactly, and it gives them the confidence to know that what they've just had done is actually very, very good, and they're very happy and proud of it as well.
Great. I mean, we are in Crewkern, in the heart of Somerset. Now, I would usually think of farmers being in the country, but you're probably going to tell me something a little bit different.
Yes and no. You're right, but it's not as stereotypical as that. There's a complete mix of all sorts of different patients down here. It's a very, very nice area. Before I came down here, I wasn't too aware of it either. But again, you get all sorts. You get normal patients who just want normal dentistry done, but you also get the luxury of having all sorts of extras. People are a lot more aware nowadays, regardless of where they are in the UK, about all the different options of things that are available to them.
But do people have bad teeth down here, or is it or do they not? Are they pretty
To be
good with the
fair,
hygiene?
I think they're actually not too bad here. I think they're quite good.
Yep.
I think they're quite good.
So what would you say your couple of popular treatments that people do come and see you for down in Somerset?
We get quite a lot. Our main ones, obviously, would be whitening. We do a lot of it. We've got a good track record of it as well. Everyone's a lot more aware of whitening nowadays with everything going on in the media. And we get a lot of other work, such as normal implants, normal cosmetics. And the latest one is Inman aligners, which we've been doing a fair few of as well.
Yeah, no, that sounds really interesting. I mean, I can just see, though, farmers with pearly whites, you know, straightened teeth. But these Inman aligners sound pretty amazing. So they give you good results. And is it straightening, is it?
It is. It's different to, I mean, you've got all the others on the market, such as Invisalign and Clear Step and even the old school train track braces as well. And they work very, very well. But it's nice having a very quick fix approach, which is what Inman aligners are. They straighten the front teeth and they do it within as little as 8 weeks. So it's pretty quick compared to the other ones. So if it's just literally the front teeth you're concerned about, you could get a very nice result very quickly, which is permanent and will last, hopefully, for the rest of your life.
So what am I doing sitting in a live studio like this? Well, it's all down to the dancers from Strictly Come Dancing, working under the pressures of live TV. And yes, I caught up with a couple of them to find out how fun and beneficial dancing really is. So, Christina, can you tell us sort of about the benefits of dancing, really?
Well, I think over the years, people watching Strictly Come Dancing realize that it's the best way to lose weight, because actually you don't think that you're exercising. Your mind is everywhere on music, on steps, you know, in counts and all of that, but it's so much fun. I think this is why Zumba classes are so popular right now, because people just go out there, they have fun, and they exercise and lose lots of weight, so that's great.
Because you see your partners on television.
Shrinking,
just,
literally.
Yeah, shrinking, sweating.
Exactly,
but having fun at the same time.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
You see, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I think that's important.
Yep.
You know, I try to stay out of the sun, although, you know, I'd like to have more sun. Live in England, ain't a lot of it to have. So I do a bit. I don't do sunbeds or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, and I eat well. I think diet has a big thing to do with it as well, and I stay in shape. I stay fit. So.
Any news on Strictly Come Dancing? It's all started. Is it? You've got a guy which is
the best guy, Jason Donovan. I'm very excited. You know, he's your.
I'm a Kiwi, not an Australian, but close.
Sorry, okay.
Yep.
Almost
careful.
there.
It's become a lot more popular, I think, for girls and guys since obviously Strictly Come Dancing came on board. I mean, what would you say for guys, some encouragement, obviously, to...
Have a go.
Have a go, yeah.
Have you seen the girls on Strictly? Yep. Why would you not?
Absolutely. I did a little bit of salsa dancing, and I learnt in South America, and it was fantastic because you dance in partners. You don't dance by yourself.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. Exactly. Actually, I'm not serious. That's why I started dancing with a partner. That's what I like to do. That dancing on your own thing, not really up my strata. Dancing with a partner, now you're talking.
Now, Christina, I did say I have done a little bit of salsa. Can I give you a twirl? Here we go. Look at that. I'll do a little spin myself.
That's quite good.
That's from Stephen Handyside's salsa. You'll see me next year. So, Christina, just finishing off, if people were really interested in sort of dancing, is there lots of classes all over the UK that people can go to?
There's plenty of dance schools now, you know, and I think they're all quite, you know, busy because so many people want to learn how to dance. You can find online and everywhere, but to be honest, you can just kind of go probably on YouTube and see lots of classes there and just learn yourself if you're kind of a shy person and you don't want to go anywhere. But I think it's always fun to learn something together within the class, you know, of several people and have a partner and try it out. So definitely go dancing, guys. You'll have the time of your life.
So I hope that's given you the drive to get out there and have a go at dancing. But if you've got any questions related to the topics of our show, post them on our forum. And don't forget to go to our Facebook and Twitter page. See you next time.
This programme, produced and funded by MyFaceMyBody, was also partly funded by ND Med Pro, Glow Minerals, Zoom and iGuide.